Welcome everybody to this is essentially game one of Heartland Hitman's Heartland Battles Phoenix season between Heartland Hitman Sick and HyppiCorpo. Along with me is Burdinator and Little Skank.
Yes, sir.
Big Bird right in the house here.
Alright, yeah. That's what I want to hear. Let's watch the show. On the bottom right,
we're spawning on Akalon Waste. Is that right?
We are.
This is Ohana. Actually.
Ohana, yeah. This is Ohana.
Oh, right that's now. Right. The first map.
This is game one. Nice. This is game one, and I totally blew it.
That's fine.
Oh,
Jared, never worry about it, man. Never worry about it.
So in the lower right-hand corner, we do have HyppiCorpo, the purple Zerg spawn. And in the upper right-hand corner on Ohana LE, we do have Heartland Hitman 6 spawn. Hippie's already sent an Overlord over. That's pretty standard. Not a lot is really going on in the early game. Not a lot to see until we start getting scouts out and things like that. So, gentlemen, after watching
very interesting though.
The second game, how do you feel like this one's gonna go?
Hippie is going for a 6 pool.
Oh, it looks like we got a Forge Fast expand from
Unfortunately, now it looks like what Hippie's doing here is sending the quick drone scout to see whether or not that Forge expand's going down or not. And obviously he sees it, so he probably has some sort of play built behind this. And otherwise, I mean, there's not really a huge point in sending that early drone out there. We'll see how he responds.
He catches that. He does catch that.
Yeah, so he's obviously going to catch this Forge, and then looks like a Nexus right away. No gateway, so he's going to probably comfortably take a third. I'd like to see here.
That's interesting. Usually I would take a second if I see a third or a second, but I don't think Sick
I don't
scouted
mean that
yet.
Sick. I mean Hippie's going to just quickly take a third here.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, let's see what happens. Let us see what happens. Cannon on. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting.
For a while, it looked like Hippie was spending his money a little bit better than Sick. That being said, Sick has caught up in spending, and I believe Hippie is waiting right now to do exactly what you were saying, and is going to take his third.
There he goes, right
immediately,
there.
And there it is. Nailed it. Nailed it.
All right.
Probably see him go into some sort of. I'd like to see double gas. Not too sure he will. He might go into 2 or 3 queens, maybe even 4 queens.
I actually wonder if Hippie's not going to do the standard response to a Forge Fast Expand, which is Stefano's 12-minute max. He may not hit the 12-minute mark, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a shitload of roaches come out for Hippie.
I would like to see sort of roach Baneling bust head on, but we'll see what happens. No gas yet, so not. But still early. Not even hit the 5-minute mark.
You know what? I think Hippie is gonna go for a roach. What's that? Roach
Baneling bust.
Roach max.
Roach max.
Roach
12
max,
at
yeah.
12. Right, 12 minutes. There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
Stefano's 12-minute max
Yeah.
roach versus his Forge Fast Expand.
If he's planning some sort of 12-minute max, he'll be, especially with roaches, he'll have to hit. Oh, there we go. Double gas going down to 5:30,
and
the
there's
roach
Warren. There it is.
Yep.
right on cue, and droning very, very well as well. I mean,
Yep.
Take a look here at the units tab.
It's
Not getting too far ahead here. 31 probes to 22 drones, but we'll see that likely skyrocket if there's no zealot pressure. And as we know, I mean, the gateway is just showing up. So.
Yeah, I'm interested in what you guys think Sick is gonna be trying here. We all know that the gate's kind of late, along with the cybernetics core being extra late. Then
Looks like +1 ground weapons is going down right now, almost complete, maybe halfway done or so for Sick. I wouldn't be surprised to see some serious.
I'd like to see him go into
Immortal
some sort
Stalker.
of Twilight pressure here. Maybe a Dark Templar or even some sort of Archon Zealot push would be very effective. But he hasn't scouted anything, is what I'm a little worried about double cannon, very defensive play without any sort of, I robo play or anything like that. Very interesting.
Robo and 2 more gateways for Sick.
And
And
there we go, there we go. Now we're seeing a robo here. Maybe he'll get some scout on.
Yep. He's taking both gases on his natural. Let's see what's gonna happen.
And Hippie sees everything with this overlord.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely sees everything that Six is doing.
Poking right in there. Not even a stalker or anything to slow that down. Sees the Twilight.
And that Mama Core
Nope,
cannot
doesn't
do
quite
a
see
damn
the
thing
Twilight.
against that overlord.
Can you see the Twilight?
He
Oh.
can. He can see it, but he can't click on it. He needs to move over a square. So he doesn't really. He sees something building, doesn't know what it is.
What's the first thing
I'm
coming
sure
out?
he could guess it's either a second forge or a Twilight. Really not many other options at this point.
Check
Well,
out
for those who don't know about HyppiCorpo, HyppiCorpo used to be a
Protoss.
platinum, maybe diamond level Protoss,
Yep.
and he switched to Zerg. So HyppiCorpo should know exactly what Six
Absolutely.
is doing right now.
He
He
was,
should know
in fact, a
exactly.
diamond Protoss player, so should have a good idea here. Sees the double cannon, so a little late, but he obviously knows everything is delayed due to those 2 cannons being up.
But you see
I was about to say,
the
I'm a little
production
surprised
tab?
that Hippie is not building more queens, but this build looks like it's so tight that he is not able to expend resources on something as frugal as a queen, I suppose.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry, and vacuum, I interrupted
Sorry,
you. Please.
it's all good. For Sick, we have a Warp Prism. I'm interested in what he wants to do with this kind of, with the Warp Prism.
Absolutely. Like to see him push out with it, maybe harass a little bit around the third, or, I mean, he's done absolutely 0 scouting. I'd like to, see him push out a few units,
Yep.
just to see if his composition will hold up here. I mean, he's gonna obviously have a timing with this +1 already done. I mean, a +2 timing. Maybe a second forge with a plus a 1-2 or a 2-1 timing.
And
Very
Sick is
powerful against Zerg.
going for a third? He's going for a third.
Yeah. He might be. He's floating.
He's floating a lot of minerals.
A lot of minerals here. So,
Yep. And
looks
we have
like
a Dark
he's got his
Shrine.
immortal stuck there, so the Warp Prism's gonna scoop that up.
We have a Dark Shrine going down for Sick. And
Once again, we see him with this very awkward building style here from Sick. A spaced out buildings. I mean, like we saw there. I mean, with that immortal getting stuck.
It's like a checkerboard, right?
Absolutely, probably not the best way to build. And if he noticed that one immortal's getting stuck, it probably wants to set a relay towards the free side of that building.
And that Warp Prism's heading out right now for the third of HyppiCorpo.
Absolutely. He's running.
One thing I would like to see a little bit of is HyppiCorpo hitting his injects a little bit sooner.
Absolutely.
There are queens that have, 40 energy and this and that, 50 energy, and I'm a Silver League player, right? I cannot seem to break out of the Silver League, and oftentimes when I go to inject, I hear, "We require more energy."
Absolutely. If you're hitting your
don't
injects,
miss my injects.
oh, and we have a big drop here on the bottom left. Sorry, you guys. We have big DTs and Immortal Zealot.
They're everywhere.
Zealot's just getting stuck.
Got a
though.
layer here.
Oh, I like the Immortal play to take out the roaches.
Absolutely. Immortal with the DTs.
Yeah.
Here, just being a boss here.
Wow.
Overseer's a little late. See those DTs back up, and they will. Can easily pull them out here with the Warp Prism. We'll see what he does.
Maybe he needs to add that.
Oh, he's adding more DTs.
More DTs.
DTs now. They're just gonna tear apart these roaches. There's too many DTs. These Dark Templar, I mean, a roach, even if you can see them,
Yep.
with no micro, doing some serious damage here at the third.
You gotta be careful with Roach Micro. I've found from Imperative. Let him die, build more behind him.
That's not a bad strategy, but I mean, against this DT play right now, I mean, he's gonna fall way behind.
And the problem is he's got few roaches against, what, 6 or 8 DTs?
I mean, if he morphs these into Archons, a very formidable army here, with especially that Immortal is having a party. 14, 15, and
there's the GG. There's the GG. Awesome. Wow.
With 2,000 minerals.
Yeah.
Interesting play.
Very. I think Hippie got a little greedy with the fourth base. With the fourth base.
I don't know about you guys. I feel sometimes when I'm making a big push, kind of like Sick did there. I don't forget about macro, obviously, but I care, and maybe it's because I'm a Zerg player, I care less about floating minerals, because if I can make that push mean something like Sick did right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's
if nothing else, I can reinforce behind that, right?
Yeah.
He's dropping gateways behind, but all we're saying, he could have dropped, all those gateways before the push and it'd been even more effective. Or, we could have seen some sort of tech, maybe a High Templar or Robo Bay.
Sure.
Or another expansion even, take a fourth, some sort of mineral play. Oh, it's hard to do, though.
Which could have been more, more effective. That was actually...
very well done, though.
Very well done.
We all should have thought of when that War Prism came out, after that...
the DD play,
archive or whatever, came down, is warping in DTs. I mean, that's...
I didn't even see the Dark Shrine in production.
I think it was that second warp in of DTs that killed those roaches. I think that was awesome.
Very well. It was well done.
Yeah, very well done. Very well done.
Good timing.
All right, we'll go on to the next game. See you guys in a bit.